You seem to be a desperate hoe wanting strangers to admire your vagina. That tells me you're incredibly insecure, small, and petty.
Her last album had done well. She would still be with her record label. And as of now, there is no other record label coming to snap.
Today, J.Lo canceled her North American tour. There have been reports of slow ticket sales.
Jennifer Lopez, international superstar, actress, singer, dancer, entrepreneur, and one of the most recognizable faces on the planet, is having a very strange year. A year filled with awkward interviews, failed projects, canceled tours, and what many are calling a public unraveling. But now, after months of strange headlines, defensive interviews, and viral clips of J.Lo looking visibly irritated or out of touch, Megyn Kelly has stepped into the conversation, and she's not holding back. Before we dive deep into today's explosive breakdown, please make sure to like, subscribe, and show some love. Your support is what keeps this channel alive, and only through your help we can continue delivering content you can't find anywhere else. Now, Megyn has accused J.Lo of having a desperate need to be relatable, a desperate need to be loved, need for attention, and a public persona that is slipping through her fingers. Today, we take a deep look into why Megyn Kelly decided to go after Jennifer Lopez, what triggered her critique, how fans, haters, and the media reacted, why J.Lo's public image is cracking so dramatically, and whether Megyn Kelly is right or simply adding fuel to the fire. This is not just about a celebrity feud. This is about the dangerous pressure of Hollywood image building, the illusion of relatability in the age of social media, and the psychological cost of needing to be loved by everyone. Grab a drink, sit down, because what we're about to dissect is much bigger than J.Lo versus Megyn Kelly. When Jennifer Lopez released her highly promoted documentary, the expectation was clear. This was supposed to be her moment. The project was marketed as the most intimate, raw, vulnerable look into Jennifer Lopez's personal world. Her romance with Ben Affleck, her insecurities, her artistic passion, her childhood wounds, and her belief in fairy tale love. J.Lo was offering what celebrities rarely dare to, her heart on display. But instead of offering relatability, the documentary triggered a wave of criticism so intense that it practically redefined J.Lo's public image. The first issue audiences pointed out was that the entire documentary felt too glossy. Beautiful lighting, perfectly arranged sets, flawless makeup, flawless hair, flawless rooms, flawless moments. It didn't feel like authenticity. It felt like cinematic self-worship. People expected emotional honesty. Instead, they got highly choreographed scenes of J.Lo describing her life in poetic metaphors, reading from love letters, flipping through photo albums, and posing in dreamy environments that looked more like perfume commercials than intimate revelations. The contrast was jarring. It wasn't vulnerability. It was aesthetic vulnerability, the kind that feels curated, controlled, and rehearsed. And audiences today have become extremely sensitive to anything that looks calculated. One of the biggest criticisms from viewers and commentators was the documentary's obsession with presenting Ben Affleck 2.0 as a soulmate story. Every frame seemed to scream, "This is real love. This is meant to be. This is destiny." But the more the documentary insisted on this, the less the public believed it. People today trust subtlety, not declarations. When a celebrity spends hours telling you how perfect their relationship is, the viewer's instinct is, "Why are you trying so hard to convince me?" And this is amplified by the fact that the documentary was released during a period where the couple's relationship appeared strained in public, with paparazzi catching tense moments, awkward body language, and signs of discomfort between them. So when the film portrayed them as a fairy tale couple, the internet's reaction was immediate. "This feels like fiction. One of the most repeated online criticisms was that the documentary was overwhelmingly self-centered, not just in a normal celebrity way, but in a way that seemed almost unaware of how it might come across. People joked on social media, "Does J.Lo realize this documentary is about her? Because she made it about her. Because she thinks her life is the greatest epic romance ever written." Some viewers compared it to a high-budget wedding video. Others said it felt like a Valentine's Day card stretched into 2 hours. Memes circulated of J.Lo declaring her love for being in love, and her love for the idea of herself in love. The documentary became an unintentional satire of Hollywood's self-importance. J.Lo tried to deliver emotional punch after emotional punch, talking about being hurt, abandoned, misunderstood, and criticized. But because the documentary felt like a controlled production, those moments failed to resonate. People on TikTok stitched clips saying, "It's hard to feel sorry for someone speaking about heartbreak from inside a $60 million mansion." Or, "You're telling me your biggest heartbreak was caused by critics while you're covered in diamonds inside your private studio with 14 assistants behind the camera." Another huge misstep was the level of detail J.Lo shared about her relationship with Ben Affleck. Private letters, private moments, private reflections, private conversations. It felt invasive, not to the audience, but toward Ben himself. And social media instantly sensed it. People commented that Ben looked uncomfortable in promotional clips. He seemed tense, cautious, even embarrassed. And this created a dangerous dynamic. The documentary meant to prove their love actually made people question the marriage even more. The internet started asking, is Ben okay with this? Does he even want his love life used as content? Why does she look so in love while he looks trapped? The more J.Lo tried to show the world the intensity of their bond, the more viewers interpreted the imbalance. Megyn Kelly, never one to shy away from controversy, spoke bluntly, very bluntly. She argued that J.Lo's public meltdown isn't because the world is being mean, but because J.Lo has become obsessed with being loved and relatable, something she simply is not. Here are the key ideas behind her critique. Megyn's first argument is that J.Lo thrives on validation, not artistic respect, not professional success, but constant praise, constant spotlight, and constant applause. Megyn suggested that J.Lo's entire brand is built on being adored, and that the second the admiration fades, she panics. In other words, Jennifer Lopez doesn't know who she is without attention. This statement hit a nerve, because whether you love Megyn Kelly or hate her, you can't deny that J.Lo herself repeatedly says she grew up searching for love. She admits she needed approval from others. She admits she struggled with feeling unseen. Megyn's framing is harsh, but not random. This is the heart of the issue. Megyn claimed that Jennifer Lopez is forcing the "I'm just like you" persona because she feels her natural image, ultra-rich, ultra-famous, ultra-glamorous, isn't connecting anymore. According to Megyn, when J.Lo tries to act like a normal person, it feels artificial. And many on social media agreed. Memes spread. People compared her to other celebrities who effortlessly appear human: Adele, Selena Gomez, Dolly Parton, Kelly Clarkson. But with J.Lo, critics argue, every attempt looks calculated, not sincere, not spontaneous, not authentic, just performed. Megyn believes this is why her documentary bombed, why her interviews feel tense, why TikTok mocks her. Because the one thing people value the most today is authenticity, and J.Lo is presenting polished relatability, not real relatability. Megyn pointed out J.Lo's emotional reactivity, responding to comments, defending her relationship publicly, constantly explaining herself, presenting curated narratives, making entire films about her love life, releasing multiple tell-all style projects. Megyn's argument: a truly secure celebrity doesn't do that. They create, they live. They're not obsessed with their image. Megyn argues J.Lo is doing the opposite, chasing approval and trying to force a version of herself onto the public. And the harder she tries, the more people push back. The internet reaction is crucial because Megyn's comments didn't come out of nowhere. They came after months of public frustration with J.Lo. Here's what people have been saying. J.Lo is exhausting. One of the top comments repeated across TikTok. People feel that J.Lo always has a narrative, always has a message, always has a performance. There's no rawness, no real moment, no off-camera version. She's out of touch. When Jennifer talked about normal struggles, many felt she couldn't read the room, discussing love poems, soulmates, and emotional journeys while everyday people are dealing with rising bills, burnout, and survival didn't land well. She doesn't seem happy. Critics and fans both noticed something important. In interviews, J.Lo looks tense, uncomfortable, easily triggered, like she's walking on eggshells to maintain her image. Megyn Kelly tapped into this observation. The Ben Affleck narrative feels forced. People felt the fairy tale was being sold, not lived. And when something feels manufactured, the internet rejects it fast. She can't accept criticism. This is one of Megyn's strongest points. J.Lo often claps back indirectly through her movies, documentaries, or interviews. She tries to rewrite the narrative rather than let it die on its own. This makes her look defensive and overly sensitive, which again reinforces Megyn's claim. Let's step away from the drama and look at the psychology behind what's happening. The relatability trap. Hollywood has entered a different era. Celebrities aren't worshipped the way they once were. People don't want divas. They don't want perfection. They want real. Selena Gomez can sit on live video crying without makeup and be adored. Ariana Grande can admit to flaws without judgment. Adele can joke about her mistakes and become more loved. J.Lo, however, was built in a different era. The era of glamour, mystery, and untouchable icons. Trying to suddenly shift into I'm just like you mode feels unnatural because she spent 20 years being the opposite. The transition wasn't slow or organic. It was jarring. Megyn Kelly is essentially saying, you can't become relatable by declaring it. You become relatable by being real, not by acting real. J.Lo has openly admitted to struggling to feel loved, searching for validation, needing admiration, wanting emotional reassurance. This is honest and human. But it also sets her up to be deeply affected by negativity. If your identity depends on public approval, then a wave of backlash can feel like existential collapse. Megyn's criticism touches this nerve. She likes attention too much, but is she wrong? Think of J.Lo's career trajectory. Dozens of projects, constant branding, image-heavy narratives, heavy focus on romance, endless self-centered content, repeated attempts to control her public story. This is a person who built her fame on visibility, so losing positive visibility would naturally hit hard. Jennifer Lopez is known for being a perfectionist. Perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect performances, perfect image. But perfection is not relatable. Megyn's critique essentially says people don't like her because she can't let go. And she might be right. People are tired of curated perfection. They're tired of celebrities who script their vulnerability. True authenticity can't be controlled. The career impact. How bad is this really? Let's break down the real-world consequences. Tour cancellation. This was the earthquake. J.Lo's tour was marketed as the most personal show of her life. Yet ticket sales were so low that multiple venues showed empty sections. Canceling an entire tour is not normal. It signals a major shift in public perception. Megyn Kelly pointed directly to this. If you are truly relatable, people show up. Negative documentary reviews. The documentary scored poorly with critics and fans alike. People felt it was too self-centered, too dramatic, too curated. Again, Megyn's point. Social media backlash. This matters more than ever. For Gen Z and millennials, authenticity is currency. And right now, JLo is bankrupt in that currency. The meme effect. Once you become a meme, it's hard to reverse it. Just ask James Corden, Ellen DeGeneres, Demi Lovato during her yogurt shop controversy. Memes cement an image, and for JLo, the meme is unrelatable, performing relatability. But is Megyn Kelly being fair? Now we flip the script. Because while Megyn Kelly has points, she also has a reputation for being harsh, provocative, and brutally direct. And fairness matters. JLo works harder than most celebrities. No one can deny her work ethic. Dancing, acting, singing, performing, she does it all. And sometimes people who work this hard develop a need for perfection that others interpret as fake. At times, the backlash feels excessive. People criticize everything she does. Her walk, her facial expressions, her tone, her outfits. No celebrity deserves harassment or bullying. Throughout her career, JLo has often been judged harshly. Her relationships, marriages, body, background, voice, acting. Some of this is unfair. Some is cultural bias. Some is media exaggeration. This is rarely acknowledged, but representation adds pressure. So while Megyn Kelly raises valid points, there is nuance missing from her commentary. Why this story matters more than just celebrity gossip. We are not just watching a PR crisis. We are watching a cultural shift. The era of overexposed celebrities is ending. People no longer want celebrities who make their entire persona about approval. We want authenticity, messiness, humanity, simplicity. The glamorous, untouchable diva archetype is outdated, and JLo is struggling to adapt. Studios no longer control the story. Publicists no longer control the headlines. TikTok does, Twitter does, memes do. And right now, the collective internet decided Jennifer Lopez feels inauthentic. And once that label sticks, it sticks. People are tired of celebrities turning relationships into content, trying to market love, trying to sell fairy tales. JLo's obsession with telling the world that she and Ben Affleck are soulmates made people suspicious rather than inspired. Megyn Kelly wasn't the first to notice. She was simply the loudest. She might take a break, disappear for a few years, return with a more grounded image. This could reset the narrative. She might continue insisting she's relatable, continue producing image-heavy content, and continue facing public pushback. This is the riskiest option. Ironically, the thing JLo keeps running away from, being a glamorous, unapologetic diva, is the thing people loved her for in the first place. Trying to be relatable might be her biggest mistake. At the end of the day, Megyn Kelly's attack is not really about JLo's talent, beauty, or career. It's about authenticity. Or the lack of it. This is why her commentary resonated, because in today's world, the biggest crime a celebrity can commit is not being out of touch. It's pretending not to be out of touch. JLo's struggle is the struggle of many celebrities in the digital age. And the fear of irrelevance, pressure to be likable, need to appear authentic, risk of overexposure, danger of curated vulnerability. Megyn Kelly simply said out loud what millions online were already whispering. But whether she is right or simply piling onto a woman going through a difficult year, that remains for the public to decide.